Hey guys, we're back out here on this 77 GMC truck, Wilma. Mrs. PIB and I are gonna try to attempt to do a few things on it today. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. And she's already told me to tell y'all that if it don't work out, we're not gonna do it. So that's kind of insurance to let you know failure or success stories. I've been painting under this truck again with this. Here comes my airplane. I live by an airport and get lots of planes flying over, but I've been using this stuff here, almost a whole can, not quite, but almost, painting underneath the truck where Tim Dixon has replaced more metal in the floorboards and other places on the truck that some of it I missed, even being up on the rack. I'm trying to tell this story about Wilma as a story. I'm trying to show you when we first got it. You can go back several videos and see it when we first brought it home. And now the story is we're trying to protect this kind of stuff where Tim has put patches in it and on the floorboard. So it's all kind of a continuing story. If you'd like to keep up with it, please subscribe. So I've got this piece of metal here too that I'm going to put back on. I hadn't forgot that, but and I've also got these pieces of metal. But getting back to the story, I've been underneath the truck for probably 30 minutes painting things. Oh my goodness. Like that. Where Tim has patched. Been painting that black just to try to protect it. Oh boy. And other places under the truck. This afternoon I'm taking it to get a front end alignment, because if you watched the first video or two, the front end was way out of line. The metal was coming through the tires. So I've got some decent tires on it now. These wheels are used, but they're decent tires. We washed Wilma last night, and now we're going to try to put a seat cover on it. This seat is really comfortable, and I like this seat. But for the meantime, my wife and I got this seat cover, and it's not the right color for the truck, but we got it at a yard sale for, I think it's for $5, brand new in the box or package. So we're going to maybe try to slip that on, and then I'm going to get to work on putting some paint, taping up and putting, I hate doing this stuff, but it's got to be done, painting stuff on the bare metal so it won't rust, because wintertime is here and I've got to at least get something on it. So, and I've got to hurry because this afternoon I'm taking it to get a front end alignment. So this is where we're at, and I'll get back with you. Here's the seat before, and you might be seeing again afterwards if we can't get this seat cover on, because
if it doesn't look good, we're not going to use it.
Yeah, if it doesn't look good. You heard it from the boss. So I'll catch you in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm going to show you what my wife and I, Mrs. PIB and I done. And while I was thinking about it, I had the hood up, trying to get as much light under here as I could. And I went ahead and sprayed WD-40 on the hood hinges. If you have a square body, please get some WD-40 or something, you know, PB blaster, something, and spray. Hold on. Spray on these hood hinges, because these hoods, as I've said in lots of my videos, they are prone to, you know, getting kind of stuck, and it'll make a crack in your hood, and it'll kind of bow up then, you know, when you shut it. So I've lubricated again, and I'm trying to do that religiously to make sure the hoods don't crack and bow up. So this thing goes pretty good now. I'm sorry, I should have told you I was shutting the hood. Sorry about that. Anyway, check out what we're pretty proud of here. Putting a seat cover on. If you knew us really well, you know we're not the brightest bulbs in the room. So I'm real proud of that. It looks good temporarily till we get something better going on here with the seat. But for the time being, it looks better. I'm just trying to make the truck look decent. And my wife was saying that we give $3 for this, but she went ahead and gave her $5 because that's just the kind of people we are. Is worth a lot more than that, but at $3, I guess we kind of figured we could do better, and we did. We just gave the lady 5. Anyways, it was a friend of hers that we just happened to run into at a yard sale. Okay, change of plans. Mrs. PIB and I have come to an understanding. Well, there was a lack of communication, I guess. I don't know whose part it was, but I was going to paint this red, and now she's saying that she wants it cleared with Penetrol and stuff. So I misunderstood her. So now I'm going to paint it clear and protect it where it doesn't rust. This time next year, I might wind up painting it red. I'm going to keep this spray paint, and I might do a little touch up here and there with this, so just to see what it looks like. But as of right now, I'm just going to clear it, and I'm going to put Penetrol, clear it, and maybe knock off a little bit of the surface rust that seems to come up pretty quickly on some of this. My wife said she really likes the way Sky looks, with the weld scars and the metal. And you know what I do too? I mean, if somebody was interested in Wilma one of these days when I get ready to sell it, her, she always corrects me on that. I keep calling it, but it's actually a her. So when I get ready to sell Wilma, there won't be no, I'm not trying to deceive or anything, anybody. What you see is what you get. And I'll tell you everything that I know about the truck, everything that I know. So I guess I'm going to start clearing, but she said on the tailgate she wants me to paint it white. Now, I don't know if I have. No, I think it's supposed to be. By the time I got to get one of these pieces of trim. So
so it's all white.
It's all white. So I'm going to have to tape up.
Just paint the whole white then, and then I'll paint the letters back.
Well, if I paint, you mean paint all that?
And then I'll do your letters back.
Well, we'll see what happens. First I'll patch this, then we'll see what this looks like. I've only got 1 can of this paint, white paint, because I thought I was just doing, I don't know if I've got enough paint is what I'm trying to say. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, I need to get at it, so hang on. What are you doing?
I'm getting all this paint that's sticking up.
Good, thank you. I was going to do that too. I just hadn't got around to it. You're a pretty good little helper. Okay, we've got a little change in plan again. I am spray painting. Let me clear over all the bare metal spots. See how shiny it is? I don't know if you can tell. I'm not worrying about the surface rust. I kind of think I like it. But as you know, if you've stuck with my channel any length of time, you know I'm kind of strange, I guess. But I guess my point is, if somebody else down the road wants to paint Wilma or whatever, it is what it is. And like I said, every time I sell a vehicle, I always tell everything that I possibly know about it. So that's all you can do, isn't it? So going to give this a light coat, and I got my newspapers here just to kind of cover up there a little bit. I'm not worried about when this dries. When the clear dries, I want to put some Penetrol on it too. But you can see exactly what I'm doing. I done this on Sky, and I done it on a Big Turd, the 71 C10. If you're not familiar with those trucks or the names, please go back through my history on Primer Is Best, and you will see all the vehicles that I'm talking about. I fall in love with every truck that I have, and it's hard for me to get rid of one, but I do. I even like this with a weld stuck up there. I like that too. So Let's see what we got here. Okay. Okay, hang on. Okay, guys. I've sprayed all this clear. The bare metal parts, Mrs. PIB has got the leaf blower and got all the paint chips off, and she's still working on the hood. It's good to have help when you're doing stuff like this. So I got all this painted. So now, and it's dry. So now I am going to get some Penetrol and put on here with a sponge. And I told Mrs. PIB a minute ago, I said, have you ever noticed it's always this time of year when I have to try to hurry to protect metal because winter will be here. And here in East Tennessee, it rains and rains and rains all the time. So I'm trying to keep everything from just rusting where I have the same problem I just had Tim Dixon at Gas Axe Chop Shop to fix. So I've cleared it, and I'm going to put some Penetrol on it too. And I've done this to, as I said, if you remember my 71 truck, Chevy truck, boy, I miss that truck, Big Turd. That was a good truck. If you get a chance to check it out, just go back like around May or June or July, something. Anyway, I miss that truck. I miss all of them. But anyway, Penetrol. I got this at Lowe's. It's just about out, but it's done a whole bunch of vehicles for me. And I'm not recommending this to anybody or anything like that. This is just what I personally do. So I've got one of these little things that you can buy at the store, little plastic things that has food in it. I think this had soup or vegetables or rice or something in it. I don't know. Anyway, if you'll remember, I always get a car wash, one of those dollar car wash sponges at the dollar store. I cut it to a desired shape that I like. This is great. And so now I poured a little bit in here, and I can always pour more in here, but I'm just going to put it on those bare metal spots and let it dry. And then I guess I'm going to get after this tailgate. Penetrol lasts a pretty good while. It's just kind of protecting the metal. So I'm no expert on anything, and you do anything that you do it at your own risk or peril or whatever you want to call it. Sorry, I'm right-handed. So let me set this here. I'll show you what I'm doing. I will tell you this, Penetrol goes a long way. So a little bit goes a long way. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to get it on here with this sponge. I bet I poured too much in that little container there because I didn't heed my own words that a little bit goes too much. And if you have any left over of Penetrol, I would suggest just throwing it away. So trying to show you what I'm doing and look at the same time. Please forgive me if I don't have the camera setting at the exact right spot. But this is the way I like to do it. I don't care if it drips or not because I'm just trying to protect this truck during the winter months and any other time. So, okay, I got that one. Let's do this one. As soon as I can maneuver myself without spilling the Penetrol. Penetrol costs about 10 bucks at the Lowe's or your local hardware store, whatever. I've used this a bunch. I really like Penetrol a lot. Of course, every once in a while you'll have to reapply it. Okay, got that one coated. Anyway, I think you see the gist of it. I'm just kind of putting as much clear protection on as I can. We might wind up making this truck look like sky, like I said the other day, other day, I can't remember what day it is, but might wind up lowering it and putting some wheels on it. Trying to make sure the missus doesn't hear me. I don't know actually what we're going to do, but I sure do like the way Sky turned out, being lowered and the wheels and all, but it's nice to have one kind of original too that's still around. I have a lot of comments of people saying, you know, there's so many trucks that have already been lowered and stuff. Why do you want to do another one? I'll put some on that in a second. Boy, these dang little chestnuts or whatever, they fall down hard. I'm always afraid they're going to hit me on the head and knock me out. Anyway, that's what you hear falling. Chestnuts, acorns, something. But they fall down pretty hard. So I've been trying to keep my vehicles away from the trees where they won't have a ding put in the hood or whatever. Okay, I'm gonna let that. I got a lot of penetrolling to do on this truck, and I'm hoping that I will still have enough time in the year to get it all done, but I don't know. Days are getting shorter and they're fixing to change the time, and it's going to start getting colder. Everybody wishes for cold or cooler days or whatever, but I think most of them don't realize that it cuts into your daylight hours. Whenever you see cold weather come in, you pretty much know the summer is about over and there goes your time outside. I would rather have summertime all the time, but not around here. We get 4 seasons around here: spring, summer, and fall, and winter. So anyway, that's the gist of it. I'll pause this video here and show you what I have got done, or when I get done. So I'll pause it here. Y'all hang in there. Hang in there. Okay, guys, I've got all this done. Putting Penetrol on and clear coating it. I think it's going to be good. So now I'm going to work on the tailgate as fast as I can, because the day's slipping away and I've got to have this truck to get a front end alignment before they close. So guess I'm going to try to spray a little bit of primer on here if I can find it. Oh, see how, and now this sponge, real quick, has already soaked up a whole bunch of Penetrol, but I didn't need that much and I knew better. But anyway, my point is, if you use, there goes a jet. If you use Penetrol, just put a little bit in. Don't do like I just done and pour too much. I'm gonna have to throw that away. I don't want to contaminate the Penetrol with the fresh Penetrol that's still in the can. So that's my advice to you. And people ask me about using a paintbrush. I'm not real good with a paintbrush, and I'm not going to use an expensive paintbrush to put Penetrol on. So I started out using the cheap paintbrushes, but it leaves those little whiskers, whatever, cat hair, whatever you call those paintbrush bristles. You know, they come loose. That's what I'm trying to say. So I just prefer a sponge, because Penetrol runs really easy. When I say run, I mean, you know, drips. It just drips. So a sponge will soak it up, and I just like a sponge, and I've been using the sponge for a long time. So yeah, just throw it now. Yeah, And thank you. Appreciate it. So now I'm going to start spraying some primer. But anyway, if you have any questions about Penetrol, I have a lot of videos talking about Penetrol. But if you have a question, I'll be happy to answer it for you. Most of the common questions I get, and I'm not an expert, I'm just doing this because that's what I want to do. Not recommending it for anybody, but in my circumstances, when I put Penetrol on a vehicle, I keep the vehicle in a garage. So it doesn't set out in the weather. I don't drive them in the rain or snow, salt, anything like that. I just get them out on sunny days when I feel like playing with them. So it lasts a pretty good while, but occasionally you will have to reapply it. By that I mean it will fade, away eventually. Boiled linseed oil is good too, but I use boiled linseed oil occasionally, but I prefer Penetrol because I think it lasts a little bit longer, in my opinion, than boiled linseed oil. But you do what you think is best for you, and I'm not recommending it for anybody or anything like that. So, but I put it on my vehicles pretty much every time because I happen to just run across vehicles like this that needs lots of love, lots of care, and lots of problems. So I'm going to start spraying this primer, and I'll get back with you in a few minutes. We'll see what happens. Hang on. Okay, guys, I have got primer on the tailgate the best that I can. Hope you can see that. I tried to get down in here. Where's my finger? There it is. Tried to get down in here best that I can. And I've also got this side primered. So now I'm going to attempt, you know what, I think I better do the red first, which would be back here, because it might bleed onto the white should I have a run. So I'll do the white last. But at least I got it in primer, and I'm going to paint it white and do the best that I can on it. But as I said, this is not a show truck. This is a shop truck, patina truck, whatever. Some of the methods.
That's what men on budgets have to do.
Yeah, a man on a budget, and I am a man on a budget. Yeah, man on a budget. So I'll do the inside of the tailgate first. I'm going to let it dry for just a minute.
Well, now you did it.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's fine. I got primer on it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I'll just leave it alone. And here's another prime example why if you're going to get a can of spray paint for something, get 2 cans, even though you just need 1, because this one won't spray. Just clogged up. I don't know what happened to it. It wouldn't spray. There's not a whole lot in it, but I always clean them out, turn them upside down, let them spray out all the excess paint so it doesn't clog up the nozzle. But I've had that problem before. So that's another prime example. If you're going to you need 1 can, get 2. You can always take it back, or you'll wind up using it for something. So wound up using this a Miracle, huh? Dollar General. Mrs. PIB said Dollar General brand. And it's sprayed pretty good. So I don't care about all this. I'm just going to spray paint it red. I'm going to use this right here in case you're interested, satin apple red. So when this dries just another minute or 2, I'm going to get at it because I'm in a hurry today to get things done before the alignment shop closes. And I've asked them, could they please put it on the inside of their shop? And they said that they would try to. So I'm going to try to get there early enough before somebody beats me to it. So I'll get with you in a few minutes. I'll show you how this red, satin apple red Rust-Oleum looks like compared to the shade here. Hopefully the same. And I can scuff it up. I'm not real worried about it. And you know what? If it doesn't match, it's no big deal. All I'm doing is preserving it for the next person, or giving Wilma a little more chance at life to be around.
Someone great again.
What?
Making Wilma great again.
Yeah, making Wilma great again. So anyway, got a lot to do on it, so I'm going to hush and I'll get back with you in a few minutes. Hang on. Well, I'm not real happy about the color, but I'm hoping when it dries that it will be good enough. Anyway, I thought I had, and it's not dry yet. I just got done spraying it. I just thought, I don't know, it is hard to match up spray paint to a vehicle. I had the same problem with my 75 C10 Sky, if you'll remember. Had a hard time matching it up. And when you're at Walmart, you got all these shades of red, black, white, you know, all that stuff. It is hard to, they all start looking like they would work. So I'll make it work. I'll scuff it up and tone it down. It's gonna dry like this. As you can see, it's still wet. And I got down in here in the crack the best that I can. So, and as I said, even if it doesn't match exactly, it's no big deal. I was just thinking that it's pretty dang unusual for me to even buy a truck that has a tailgate on it. So this is actually a plus. So I'm pretty happy about it. Real happy, actually. So I guess I'll just be happy with what I got. When this dries, or the next day or whenever, I'll scuff it up and make it look a lot better, where maybe you don't notice it near as much. Might put a little bit of, I'll come up with something, I'm not sure, but I normally do. It just takes me a while. Sometimes I got to think about how I want it to look. I want it to look like the original paint, but as you can see, it sticks out like a sore thumb, doesn't it? At least it does for now. But anyway, I'm trying to document everything that I'm doing, so maybe if you're working on an old car or an old truck, you can give me encouragement, or I can give you encouragement to keep going. I mean, there's no really right or wrong to any of this. You know, you just do the best you can with what you got. And at the time, this was the best match for this truck. You know, dull satin. So anyway, it is what it is. When it dries, I'm going to flip this up and I'll get started painting white. I'm hoping don't have as much trouble with the white, but we'll see. Cross your fingers. See you in a bit. Okay, I didn't make a video of my wife looking at this. She's in the house making a sandwich and kind of asked me what I wanted for lunch or to eat. Anyway, she's fell in love with this color, that satin apple red or whatever. She wants to paint the whole truck. So I don't know. I might maybe next year when I have more daylight, and I know it's going to be warm days, but I told her right now it's just too late in the year to be painting the whole truck. It'd probably take me rattle canning probably a good week, starting from morning till dark, taping, because this is a two-tone. But you see, let me see, here it is. You see, it's kind of close. I mean, it's dark. This is darker, but I mean, it's pretty close to that, I guess, kind of. Maybe I'm blind. But this is the closest I could find at Walmart, so I didn't want gloss. So, okay. Anyway, she's fell in love with that color and wants to paint the whole truck, you know, rattle can. That's the only way I know to do something is rattle can. As my wife said, I'm a man on a budget. I don't have no fancy equipment. I don't have air compressors. I've never used a sprayer to spray paint. I just rattle can everything to my liking. And then, you know, I kind of patina style, you know, rough it in, make it look like it's naturally, by nature, turned this way. So that's my whole thing. Anyway, now I'm going to try to spray this flat white on here, onto the tailgate. We'll see what it looks like. So wish me luck on that. My goodness. Some days you have your mojo on and some days you don't. I'm starting to wonder about today, but we'll do the best we can because I don't have a whole lot of time to spend. So hang in there with me. See you in a bit. Well, guys, let me stand back. What do you think? That white doesn't match either perfectly. Of course, it's hard to match old paint, and I understand that. So I've left some of these places thin because I'm going to scuff it up and try to blend it a little bit better. But it's good for now. As I said, this truck will be sitting inside a garage. So it's all good. But anyway, I can do something with this next spring when weather gets warmer and the wind's kind of blowing here, so I'm trying not to make a great big old mess. But to me, I have protected it, and it'll last through the winter without rusting, because we get lots and lots of rain around here, lots of it. But I think when I get done scuffing it up, and I'm trying to talk myself into I have done a good job, or a decent job rather, but oh my. Anyway, as I said, my wife's wanting me to paint the whole truck rattle can. That'll probably take me 15 cans, if not more. It's the taping. The taping is what takes me so long. Golly, I hate taping. Hate painting too, but especially hate taping. Anyway, I'm going to let this dry a little bit. My wife has found my new tail lights in here for this truck, and I might put them on. I was hoping it would have come with screws, but because I don't know, these screws, sometimes they put these goofy screws in here. No, maybe I thought it was hex head, but I guess it is Phillips. Maybe I can reuse them, kind of clean them up a little with some steel wool maybe, but I thought it come with new screws. Maybe it will in the other box. I've just opened one box, so we'll see what happens. Anyway, hang in there with me and I'll get back with you. Okay guys, the wife made a delicious sandwich, and I was ready for one. So back on the truck, I've got this, the paint is absolutely dry. And like I said, I left some of the spots thin on purpose because I want to kind of sand through it and make it look like I'm going to try to blend it. I don't want, if I paint this, then you got this. I mean, it's never ending all the way around the truck. So I'm just going to try to blend it the best I can and hope for the best. So, here it is. I got all this stuff here. I'm going to try to use some of it. See what happens. Sorry, what a mess. So, oh my goodness. I always save all my Scotch-Brites because after they get worn down, or they're not as good and they don't take off as much, so you might be needing that. So let's just see what we can do here. I'm just trying to make it. You know what, let me get back with you so I don't waste so much of y'all's time. Hang on.